Hi, and welcome to the Purser's Diary Part 5. My name is Martin, and in this series I'm going to talk about a diary, or rather two diaries, that were kept by my grandmother's grandparents as they sailed around the world in the 1860s on a ship called the Ida Zeigler. Their names were Charles Alfred Green, or Alfred, and his wife Eliza Green, and this is their story. So, at the end of Part 4, the Ida Zeigler had passed some icebergs on its way to Cape Horn at the southern tip of South America. The southwest coast of Chile is a notorious lee or downwind shore that has claimed many ships. It is an important turning mark after which ships head north towards the sun and home in Europe. Alfred's eagerness to turn the corner shows in his diary.
February 20th, 1867. This month is rapidly passing away, and yet the time seems to pass very slowly. I am longing to get home to see my dear ones. Every day makes one less. February 21st, 1867. Blowing a heavy gale, beautiful, running about 14. Topgallant sails stowed and topsails reefed, and ship rolling heavy and shipping lots of water. Everyone's bed is wet through and my cabin afloat. February 22nd, 1867. Southerly wind has moderated very much, but a nice breeze now with royals set. Expect to be round the Horn on Monday, but could not get the sun either yesterday or today. There is not much to change the dull monotony of the passage, but a fair breeze is a fine reviver for the spirits, especially when bound to our dear loved ones. February 23rd, 1867. Light breeze all day, but very fine and very cold. Expect to be round the Horn tomorrow. 9 p.m. Am pleased to say the breeze is freshening. Trust it may continue. We have done first rate up to the present. February 24th, 1867. Strong breeze blowing and very hazy. No observations. Expect we are now abreast of Cape Horn. Hope soon to be steering to the northward. No vessels or anything to change this dull monotony. Service in the cabin this morning and eve, in between decks, by cook.
Alfred's apparently casual note of no observations belies the gravity of the situation. In the days before radar and GPS, getting a sighting of the sun was critical for estimating the ship's position, especially its longitude as it approached the notorious lee shore of southern Chile on its way to Cape Horn. For the benefit of his future audience, Alfred might have understated the hazards.
February 25th, 1867. This is the third birthday of our dear little Ada. I trust she may be spared to see many more, and may our chief delight be to bring her up in the way she should go. Light winds and very hazy. Sighted a bark this morning steering across our bows. 5 p.m. cleared up and very fine, but no more wind. Hope it may soon freshen and drive us on our way to the happy shores of Old England.
Alfred's entries become more routine after rounding Cape Horn. He continues to gripe about progress, though the Ida finds itself exactly where it was 2 years previously. He records the Sunday services led by the cook.
March 8th, 1867. Sorry to say that when I turned out this morning I found the yards braced sharp up and 4 points off our course. This afternoon a lot of albatrosses were flying about over the ship, so several of us got our rifles and had a pop at them. I managed to knock 2 of them over. The first birds I ever shot, so I came off victorious.
The apparent lack of progress frustrates Alfred. Like me, he's inclined to a glass half empty point of view.
March 16th, 1867. Another miserable day for me. Stores will not hold out at this rate, and soon I will drop in for it. I shot the cow 3 days back, and she has been ill for a few days and not likely to recover. Very hot.
On the 17th of March, the Ida rendezvous with the Detroit from Calais in windless conditions.
March 18th, 1867. Another miserable, calm day, and the Detroit close to us. A great excitement prevails on board as the boat is going backwards and forwards to the other vessel. each one anxious to go. Several of the ladies paid them a visit and seemed to enjoy the change. It is an agreeable change in our dull monotony, which is quite irksome. When shall I have the pleasure of seeing my own dear little ones?
On the 19th of March at 29 degrees south, the Ida left the Detroit astern and picked up the trade winds. Alfred's frustrations mount, and he complains that his patience is nearly all gone as the winds continue against them. Rainstorms on the 23rd of March provide an opportunity to save fresh water.
March 26, 1867. First part of day very even and wind flying all round the compass. About noon spoke to a barque from Montevideo, the Flora, bound to Liverpool, 27 days out, so she has had no better luck than we have. That is one comfort. I'm happy to say this afternoon a breeze sprung up from the southeast. Sincerely trust it is the trades. I am longing to see you, my dear wife, and our darling little ones. It is 8 weeks today since we left Auckland. I'm beginning to hope we shall get in next month, but I'm almost afraid, fearing I may be disappointed.
The wind comes and goes as they approach the equator. Alfred and his mates attempt to break the boredom.
April 3rd, 1867. A dead calm. Don't know when we shall even get home. Several of us went off from the ship to try and shoot some fish, but could not manage to get near them. Very hot today. April 5th, 1867. Crossed the line at last. A little fun going on amongst the crew, as they have got half holiday. So they busied themselves by shaving 2 or 3 that have not crossed the line. It seems cheering to know I am once more breathing in the same hemisphere as the dear ones I left behind. And now it seems as if we were homeward bound, and I think we have the northeast trades that will help us to cheer our spirits, for we expect to keep them for some little time, I hope, to the Azores. April 6, 1867. Fine breeze still blowing and much cooler. I had a beautiful parrot for dear Friddy, and this morning it was as well as ever, but this afternoon he had a fit and drops dead. I am so sorry, but it would have been worth £4 or £5 had I sold it. I must try and preserve the skin.
The Victorians had a great appetite for skins and drawings of exotic animals and birds, driven by the likes of the naturalist Charles Darwin. These were the days before photography, so the natural sciences had to rely on preserved skins and taxidermy, or the skill of artists like John Gould and his wife Eliza. John Gould turned his taxidermy and publishing skills into quite a business. Gould's Birds of Australia competed with Audubon's Birds of America, both folios becoming some of the highly priced books in history, fetching several millions of dollars and only beaten by the likes of early editions of the Bible. The hummingbirds of the Americas became highly collectible, with hundreds of thousands of them being captured and exported to Europe, either as live pets or dead exhibits. That's all for this episode. Please like and subscribe. May God be with you in whatever journey you find yourself on, and I hope to see you next time.